from the city of the sun. You could have stayed, it's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Boom.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Today is August 27, 2022. It is 2:10 a.m. This is video number 2. This was the last prayer that I did on video 1, and I was showing you guys some stuff. I see my subscribers growing. New subscribers, welcome. Let's go on Twitter and let's continue with some of the tweets that I have put on my list for me to share with you. Okay, that was the last tweet that I had on my last video. Okay, first tweet. Well, Spotify already got its return on investment with Princess Meghan's first podcast, and if her surprise guest is who I think it is, I predict podcast records will be broken. Okay, watch it be one of the York sisters. The Cams will take it like they're getting ganged up on. LOL. Chill, please. I hope not. Nah, I don't think they will. I don't know. I don't think they will want to bring the York sisters into that. Too much. It's too fresh. The things that happen, it's things are still too fresh with the royal family. I don't think so. And I don't well, you just never know, but I don't think so. Okay, she responded and said, chill, please, I hope not. Okay, Camilla, Michelle, Oprah. Camilla Harris, I don't think so, because she's in office right now, and I don't think she will have I don't know. It seems like because she's in office, not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just that there's a lot of things that she needs to do. I don't know. It will be hard. I don't know. Michelle Obama, maybe. Oprah, maybe as well. I won't be surprised if Hillary Clinton might come. It will not surprise me if Hillary Clinton shows up. The surprise guest, the Queen, when they went to the Jubilee, oh, now that would be good. Que no, not to the no. While Queen Elizabeth II has been held down by the patriarchy, you can clearly see how she has been a foot soldier and true believer. She's part of the system that needs dismantling. Wow. If she bring her into that, it's gonna bring, it's like a revive kind of thing with the royalist kind of thing. It will be like another revival. So it's just to stay awake, because you remember, it was a good thing that they stripped her of things. They didn't want to associate with her and all of that. So keep that promise going. I don't know. I feel like there was a understanding, some sort of a promise. As you leave, you make your choice. Do not be associated with us, because they thought they were the shit. Every door is gonna open for them. Okay, this is the system that they create for themselves. The minute you see their face, every door is open for them. They don't need to work any extra hard than the average people. You see them, doors open. So that's what they took away. They thought they took away from Harry as he was leaving. Meanwhile, the real world works with hard work, you know, with your knowledge of things and stuff like that. So it's not just based on face. Maybe it does work for some people, but Harry and Meghan showed them, no, we don't need you for that to happen, because you had created that kind of a system where people have to work extra hard when they didn't have to. But because of the system you created, we have to work extra hard to make something of ourselves. So in a way, even though it didn't have to be that way, when you stimulate the brain, okay, let's say when you have a test, you study, you work the brain, you do every scenario. Let's say you're gonna take a math test, you do all sort of examples as practices. You don't know what's gonna come and all of that. You practice as many different scenarios, different the type of problem, and you try to solve it. So the brain have worked, okay, it's in the working mode. It's like a muscle that do exercise. So the system have created, especially Meghan, to overwork many of her muscles to achieve her ambition, this kind of thing. But the system, the people who create the system, they didn't want to work their muscles, their brain muscles, to be able to achieve anything. They create the system where I just walk in, that's it, you doors open for me, I point, you give me this, you give it to me. Okay, I don't have to work my brain to do anything. This is how many of us see them so freaking dumb, because their brain never worked that hard like every other people. Just think about it that way. This is the way that I see it. I don't know. Share your perspective on that. What do you think? This is the way that I see it, because their brain never really worked. And this is why sometimes, I think it was in video 1, where they're comparing Meghan with the Queen. Their brain really don't work to say, okay, the Queen is the head of the firm. You know, when you're playing card or different things, King and Queen are like the top of things. But they're comparing Meghan with the Queen. Little did they know, they're comparing her. You know, they're elevating Meghan. Was it this one? No, it wasn't that. I think it was Joanne who did that tweet. That's they were comparing Meghan with the Queen. So if they had a common sense to say, I'm not gonna compare it with her, even though Meghan at her own right is right up there, because she has proved herself. Her brain muscles have worked really well to put herself at the position that she's at. But the others then think that way, to say, maybe this is the wrong person to compare Meghan with. You know, the haters, to put yourself in the haters' perspective. But anyway, let me leave that alone. Okay, it could be Hillary, because she got hit by a smear campaign, but my dream would be that it's Beyonce. Okay, I think there's 2 empty slots left, so it could either be Hillary and Beyonce. I will not be surprised if it's these 2, but I think maybe Hillary Clinton might be the last one, because Meghan had some connection with, maybe thinking about it now, maybe Hillary Clinton might be the last guest. Why? Because remember how Meghan started her first podcast, where she mentioned the soap ad she write to different people. Hillary Clinton was one of them. Okay, and Hillary Clinton, I believe, responded to her. So maybe having her on the last episode will be the one that will close off the season. That's what I think. Maybe Hillary Clinton. All right. And to get her perspective when she received a 11-year-old Meghan's letter. All right. So, okay, let's hope it's not Michelle Obama. The Obamas or royal family shills. I think I touched that before. I think because of their position, they have to be diplomatic. We need to understand that. Oh, the Obamas, remember, President Obama was the president, the head of the country at some point. Okay, he has to stay diplomatic. That's my view of that. So they can't be choosing side, do this, do that. They have to stay neutral. We need to understand that. Okay, he seems to really love Queenie, doesn't he? Okay, I don't know who's that, and I'm not gonna go. I got my fingers, toes, and eyes crossed. Eyes, you cross your eyes too, and hopes that the surprise guest will be Beyonce. I will literally cry if it is. Maybe Beyonce before the last one, but I think Hillary might be the last one. Okay, I think Oprah, Tyler Perry, or Hillary. Hillary might be the last one. Okay, who I want it to be. I'm thinking Beyonce. Please let it be Bey. You know what will blow the roof of the house of her podcast if her sister-in-law showed up as a surprise guest. Now that would be something. The sister-in-law can speak without her little cards. That surprise guest, I can't wait. I think the surprise guest will be none other than Oprah Winfrey. What a surprise that would be. Bey, Camilla, hopefully. I'll be very surprised if it's Camilla, because I think it's too fresh right now, because she's in office, she's too busy, and you don't want to be in a picking a side kind of thing. You know, elected officials have to be somewhat neutral. Okay, we just need to be forced. This coming 12 week will be on fire. Discipline will be needed at the highest level. I think Mimi episode on Tuesday will be the best, or maybe it's because I have already started dreaming of Christmas. Can't wait for Tuesday and 4 days. Plot twisted. Surprise guest is Harry. I also thought of that as well. There's so many things we could go by. So many people. All right, let's go to the next tweet. So if Meghan's success is because of her royal connection, why have the other royals not have the same level of success? Like Meghan, several have. Guests edit magazine, wrote books, appear on podcasts. Okay, let's see here. Whitman's 2016-2017 two sold out collection. Together, Our Community Cookbook 2018 New York Times bestseller, won Andre Simon Award, sold over 130,000 and raised approximately 793,000 pounds. Funding from the book also supported Luminary Bakery, My Grateful UK, Felix Project UK, and several other charities. This is the money that they raised. They were like, we're not gonna leave it and for the others to I think that was the issue when they were leaving. They wanted to take that money and put it, you know, to the charities that were they said they were gonna do. Okay, British Vogue September issue 2019, fastest selling issue in the history of Vogue, sold out in 2 weeks. Wow. Won the Diversity Initiative of the Year PPA Award. Smart Set Capsule Collection 2019 sold enough pieces to provide SmartWorks with clothing for 1 year. The Bench 2021 New York Times bestseller. Archetypes 2022 #1 in 7 countries: Australia, Canada, Ireland, Japan. Oh, even Japan too. New Zealand, UK, US. Wow, I didn't know about Japan here. That was surprise here. Okay, simply they don't need to prove anything. It's against protocol to monetize royal titles. Meghan Markle couldn't care less. She wanted global fame. What? And finally got the tool to do just that upon Nah. She's been doing her thing way before. No. This is the thing. They have to come here to spread their nonsense. All right, she got it. Yeah. Let's see the comment in here. Okay. She didn't need the royal family. She was already successful and wealthy and didn't get there on the back of taxpayers. That's for sure. Okay, just wanted to point out the detractors that contrary to what they think. Princess Meghan doesn't need a title to succeed. Year before she became a royal, she was a counselor at One Young World 2014. There's that one here. Let's listen.
Okay. You know, it's so interesting because rarely do I feel nervous, but I feel such a tremendous amount of pressure in giving an introduction worthy of this incredible young woman that I'm sitting next to. Luana Stefanos is from Eritrea, and just 4 years ago, she literally ran to get her freedom with bullets flying towards her. She was a slave. She is now working on a grassroots organization to try to free people who are still slaves in Eritrea. I mean, I think
By
this
the
is
way,
one of those moments.
I need to stop somewhere so I don't get flagged. That's the first time I'm hearing this. The first time. I've seen pictures of that. Let's go into it. 33 seconds. All right, is there more videos? Oh, there's more. Oh my God, that might be one by itself.
Incredible young woman that I'm sitting next to. Luana Stefanos is from Eritrea, and just 4 years ago, she literally ran to get her freedom with bullets flying towards her. She was a slave. She is now working on a grassroots organization to try to free people who are still slaves in Eritrea. I mean, I think this is one of those moments in life where you have that are so inspiring. She's incredibly brave and strong. She has spoken at the United Nations against the leaders in her country who are still enslaving people.
Wow.
So it's funny, I feel very emotional about it because it's just so humbling, and she's just so incredible. So this is Luana Stefanos.
Wow, like I said, this is the first time I'm hearing this. Wow.
Thank you. I represent a humble but nevertheless oppressed and enslaved people. I represent a nation whose current human rights record is beyond poor. I represent Eritrea, a country known otherwise as an open prison.
Wow.
Referred to as the North Korea of Africa by the Human Rights Watch.
And the thing is that when you look, women are so fearless, but men are there to create chaos. Can you imagine that? Look at her, so petite, to have the courage to speak, to get her freedom and speak. That reminds me of one of those videos where in the US, those African-American couple hire a contractor to do some work for them. And then when the contractor came, it was this guy with the Confederate flag in his truck. And then when they see the guy came, and the husband went out and said, you know, they're not gonna, was it the woman who come out and said, no, they're not gonna use him because the flag is offensive to her and stuff like that. And the husband seems very conservative in speaking out, but the woman was like right in the guy's face and said, sorry, I don't need your service because this flag is offensive to me. That's what crossed my mind as I was saying this. Women are fearless. When they see the wrong, they speak up. But most guys, they either the creator of bringing people down, of creating suffering, but when it's time to speak up against the injustice, a lot of guys, not all, okay, just remember, not all, okay, not all guys are like that, tends to be shying away from controversies, but women are fearless. But that's what crossed my mind as I'm listening to her and seeing how small and petite she is, okay, because to free herself and do all of this, that's courage. All right. It also reminds me of Underground Railroad for some reason as well. Let's continue.
In an era where human rights is highly valued and guarded, Eritreans suffer severe human rights abuse in all forms.
Wow.
The youth are forcefully conscripted to an indefinite military service where their labor is exploited and they survive with just $10 a month.
Wow.
Worse, women conscripts are subject to sexual assault by high ranks in the military. Underage conscription to the open-ended military service is a standard practice.
Wow. And all I'm thinking with this, the AIDS pandemic is still out there. The AIDS pandemic, for these women. This is one thing I think, if, you know what, let me not speak of it.
Roundups and arbitrary arrest of civilians is a common occurrence. Freedom of press is non-existent,
wow.
And mere uttering of displeasure against the regime can land you in prison. Conscripts are prohibited from exercising their faith. Possessing holy books can lead to severe punishment.
Wow. And,
Okay.
all right, it continues. Let's see here. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. This is another version. This one I think I have because that's where she's sitting here. Okay, Meghan joined the panel for Bridging the Gap. The panel include Beth Comstock, Vice Chair GE, Maya Sember, Film Director, activist Sabine Chalmers, Chief Legal and Corporate Affairs Officer, and Hersher Bush, and Sheryl Sandberg, COO, Facebook. Let's listen to that.
Meghan.
I think there are a couple pieces of it. Look, at a certain point, that will always exist, but I don't think it needs to exist to the same degree. The best example I can use, because I can't speak to music videos, is that, look, for the show, for example, this season, every script seemed to begin with, Rachel enters wearing a towel. And I said, nope, not doing it anymore. Not doing it. And I called the creator. I was like, it's just gratuitous. We get it.
If it was during COVID, I would say that cough was like from COVID. But this is from the video, not me who's coughing. All right, but let's listen.
You've already seen it once, so I think at a certain point you feel empowered enough to just say no, right? And I think it's a challenging thing to do if you don't know your worth and your value, but for women to speak up. Look, as an auditioning actress years ago, you're so hungry for work, of course you're willing to do things like that. So I think a lot of these women who are in the music videos, that still...
It's funny that I swear I never heard of this, but when you look at the video, not the A-list actor, okay, I spoke about this when the Rangers are saying she's not the A-list actor, and I was like, she didn't do these kind of things to get the roles. She just showed her quality of work, her experience, her abilities. She didn't need to be on her knees, okay, to get the spot, okay? When I said to be on the knees, just put one and one together. But the thing is that the Rangers are putting her down, but meanwhile she was getting little gigs here and there to pay the bills and take care of her business, rent being paid. She was able to travel and do all of that. They don't see it that way. This is where the brain is not how will I say that? Their brain haven't worked hard enough to put one and one together and say, let me not compare her with this kind of things. All right, but let's continue.
Exciting for them. What we need to shift in their minds is that they have higher value than that, and they don't need to be doing that, you know? So I think for me, speaking up and being able to say, I'm not going to do that anymore, has been a big shift for me personally. But it starts with that, and it also starts with the men, you know, across the board, everything that we're talking about, a lot of the decision makers here are the men. You need the men to stand up and empower women. You know, I was in New York a few weeks ago at the UN, and we were talking about this group of male CEOs.
Okay, for those the Rangers, there she is talking way before she married Harry at the UN. She's been in and out over there. All right, so that's another thing.
Australia, who have made a pact now. New York a few weeks ago at the UN, and we were talking about this group of male CEOs in Australia who have made a pact now and said whenever they're invited to speak at a conference, they will not attend unless 4 female CEOs are also invited to come and speak.
Oh, very interesting.
Because their voice is just as valuable. But it's like without those men taking that initiative, isn't that incredible? You need men to try to affect that change, because at the end of the day, I think what scares people is this idea of female empowerment is somehow threatening. No, it's not. You empower the women, you're empowering the community.
The world.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
William should listen to that. The royal family should listen to that. But, hey, they want to continue with their status quo. All right?
Absolutely, Maya.
Yeah, picking up on that, I think you're empowering your sister, your mother, it's your community, it's people that are close to you. So as men, you are doing that. For me, I think what you can do about it, my background before film was in law. So law, you can do things legally to put restrictions on.
That's a very good discussion. All right, so that's that. That's a very good thing. Okay, Meghan discussing politics and social issues with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. All right, Meghan arriving with fellow counselor, UN ambassador, and good friend James Shaw. Okay, Meghan with the former Canadian House of Commons Speaker George Reagan. Okay, Meghan with Thuli Mandela, senior South African lawyer who won the Forbes Africa Person of the Year. She's been with some really people right up there. Meghan with Mary Robinson, former president of Ireland and former United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, poet Fatima Bhutto, and women's rights activist Lujan Al-Hatlo. And the other thing we need to remember, when women is part of the conversation, is that it seems like, I could be wrong, majority of men, when they are there to make decision, they want to see how it's gonna benefit their pants. Okay, their pants. For some reason, it seems like. When I say pants, just put in one and one together. Okay, Meghan at the Canadian Parliament in 2015, that's before meeting Harry. Okay, Thuli Mandela's comment to People magazine about Princess Meghan in 2016. What struck me about her was her personality, compassion, and her brain. She is extremely bright. Okay, so, okay, it's almost done. I'm not gonna read that. Maybe another time I'll go to it. Okay, there's that. Okay, monarchists are bitter that no matter how much they smear Princess Meghan, their future queen is nothing but lazy and mediocre. The truth can be painful, especially when you look in the mirror and there's nothing to compare. Very true, or they project what's going on with them. All right, that's a good way of putting it. Let's go back to that. That was a nice little thread. Okay, I went in there and let's come back out. This is the original tweet. So if Meghan's success is because of her royal connection, why have the other royals not have the same level of success? And I read that already. I went in there and let's read some of this. No one in the royal family have the it factor, but like the generational pretenders they'll never admit the obvious. Okay, that's why they're jealous of each other. Imagine if famous actors could only be replaced by their children and we were all expected to suffer through the lack of talent. This is funny. Imagine if famous actors could only be replaced by their children and we were all expected to suffer through the lack of talent. Okay, that's what this royal family is. Well, Elizabeth might be a good actor, but her children, oof. And the ethical behavior of them, all of them. This is the first time I'm seeing Edward at that age. Wow, you could see the difference in age comparison with the two oldest. No wonder why, because there's rumors that there was some sharing of some stuff going on. And who would have thought this one will come out that way? What we know now about him. Wow. Wow. It's all in how you try to raise your kids, but it's not promising. But knowing what he is now, my goodness. Some are hosting podcasts, right? Why are they not getting to the top of chart? Okay, talk about achievement under 5 years. Congratulations, Meghan. Keep on winning. You're the real MVP. Good question, because they are full of themselves and their status. Inexplicable. Okay, so there's more. Let's go to the next one. I do not want to create video number 3, and it seems like I might. Okay, the Duke of Sussex rode to victory in an annual charity polo tournament in Aspen, Colorado, with commentators praising his superstar play. All right, let's listen to this. All right, after, skip. Okay, superstar Duke Sussex won victories in polo tournament. Okay. The Duke of Sussex rode to victory in an annual charity polo tournament in Aspen, Colorado. Okay, with commentator praising his superstar play. All right. Okay, thunder rumbled overhead as the Duke and his teammates accepted their title. Teammate. Okay, retained from last year in the Centabali ISP. Oh my God. ISP Honda Polo Cup. The event on Thursday aimed to raise funds and awareness for Harry's charity, Centabali. which works with children and young people in Southern Africa. Keep in mind, you see Meghan is not there? There's a reason for that. In my humble opinion, because the podcast came out and it's #1, she didn't want to take attention away from that. I think that's why. Keep in mind, this is Nacho's wife, okay? These are good people. Good people. Thank God they find each other. All right? So she came and there's Nacho right here. So Meghan did not show up because her podcast is the talk of town. She didn't show up she didn't want to take spotlight away from the game itself. All right? Okay, Harry played on the Central team, joined by his longtime friend and the charity ambassador. Wow. Argentine polo player Nacho Figueroas in the round robin tournament. Okay. Okay, Figueroas later praised Harry as a noble and a rock-solid friend who is truly committed to the charity. Central was set up in 2006 by Harry and Prince Yoso of Lesotho. Okay, the charity works with children and young people in Southern Africa. I'm only reading so you guys could see the video. Whose lives have been affected by extreme poverty, inequality, HIV, and more recently, COVID-19. So they just added to it. Okay, so that's that. Okay, very good. He was fantastic. The camera are clicking. Okay, were you okay, Harry? Right. That's a shade of I mean, he's playing. I don't think his mind is into that. This is the different thing here, different aspect. I know why he bring whoever this is, because Harry had said in one point when he heard camera clicking because of the thing that happened to his mom. I mean, this is the thing. These people, the kind of work Harry's doing to help people, they have to bring this nonsense back. Well, thank God he's on the horse. He will not be paying attention to that, because if you're paying attention to, as a player, if you paying attention to things outside of the field, then you're not focused on the game. So he's focusing on the game to win. Okay, he get there by bike or whatever. Okay, because he got the money for it. Go Harry, so he can wine, he can play polo, anything else. This is the people. This is the haters. But Harry's doing his thing. And thank God his mind is strong to focus on what's good. Okay, Prince Harry honors Princess Diana at polo match on the 25th anniversary of her death. And the thing is that these people, they're not here to help the little people. Those who's putting the negative comment that I'm talking about. You would think they will give word of encouragement, but instead they're putting things that will put him down. So why the same way they're putting those comments here, do they do that with the royal family who's taking the taxpayers' money and then the people are still in poverty or suffering? The winter's coming. How are the heat bill are gonna be going on? I read somewhere, I don't know which country, I think it was China, okay, due to lack of rain, and because they have how do they call it, hydro something to create energy, because there's no rain. Now they have to go to coal kind of thing to create power. So they shutting down, they having blackout at certain times because they don't want to waste energy and stuff like that. So these people, but anyway, let's read some of the comment. Rest in peace, Princess Diana. By being away from his family, what do they mean? Harry has his own oh my God, these people really take Harry as a 12-year-old. As a 12-year-old, they don't see him as a man who's creating his own family. These people are sick, really sick. One thing that came to mind while I'm editing this is that, remember, they don't care if it's the truth or not. But the thing they want to remind people, if they keep on repeating it until it's stuck in people's brain, then people will believe it. Okay, though it's the repetition of things. You'll see in a lot of comments, especially now I'm putting a bit more content on my IG. They keep on repeating the same nonsense, repeating. You know, when I have time, I spend my time and respond to them, show them receipts and all of that. But they want to keep on repeating it. People who's not following the Sussexes or the royal family, they don't know all of this. But them keep on repeating. Then it will stuck in people's brain, and then people will believe it. That's the narrative they're going to. They don't care if it's true or not. Okay, it's the repetition of stuff. That's what I got from them repeating their nonsense. Let's see here. His family is Archie, Lily, and Meghan. Exactly. Okay, Diana's son. There's a heart. So instead of doing something to remember her, he's out playing a posh boy sport in a super rich part of the world. This is being smart is. I've said this before in some other videos where the other brother is pretending, okay, to take your taxpayers' money, pretending to stand in a corner selling freaking newspaper. It's okay if some people have no other skills to do that. And I've said this before. All he needs to do is play a couple polo matches with his rich friends or whatever to raise money for the charity. But instead, he blind you, pretend he's working so hard in a corner selling newspapers. And then how much money did he raise? And how long did he stay in that corner? Okay, Harry, who spent maybe, let's say the most 2 hours playing polo, is probably a year or two worth of money he's raising for the charity. Okay, this is what being smart is. And playing for the charity that was named after his mother to continue the work that his mom had been doing for Center Bali. Alright, so he turned it into his own thing, but it's pretty much an association with Princess Diana. So these people like to spew nonsense, but when you think deeper into the conversation, the thing that they're spinning, you'll be like, wait a second. Harry is pretty much doing something that somewhat highlighting Princess Diana's work in a way. But anyway, okay. Let's see the comments here. Okay, raising funds for the AIDS charity. Also, you can F up. Okay, Diana will be so proud of Harry. He's such inspiration. I'm sure she is proud of him. Absolutely wonderful, fantastic. All right, so let's go to the next one. Still about Polo. Okay, another successful day for the annual Center Bali Polo Cup, which over the past decade has raised over $11.8 million to help Prince Harry and Prince Sioso's charity advance its mission on behalf of young people across Southern Africa affected by HIV, AIDS, poverty, and inequality. All right, this is the number some of the haters need to look at. Okay, how much money did William raise standing at a corner selling newspapers? All right, Harry spent a few hours playing polo. Look at a couple weeks ago, he was somewhere in Africa doing different things, and he hop on over here, spend 2 hours in one day to play polo, and then raise couple thousand or maybe million. I don't know how much he raised that day. Okay, so this is what being smart is. All right. This is awesome news. This team is changing lives across South Africa, and it is indeed a beautiful thing. The Sussexes love Africa. Honestly though, it's really shameful. Okay, the abuse and the hate England attacked this man with whose only crime was loving someone that doesn't fit into their box and mold and trying to continue to better himself. It's really savage and truly disgusting behavior, that's for sure. Well done, Prince Harry. Amazing work. Always love to see Prince Harry and his brother Nacho playing polo. Even better when they are doing it for such a great charity co-founded by Harry. And the thing is that I think Nacho created a charity in California to help community around California as well. Okay, Prince Harry is truly good King Harry. This is awesome and such a lovely way to memorialize their mothers. Thanks for sharing, Omid. There's more comment, but let's move to the next one. Again, I think that's the last one regarding Polo, and I have some other ones left. Okay, every day I pray that Meghan Markle kidnap me too. And I read somewhere it's Nacho who shared this picture on his IG post. I read it somewhere, but it's not on here. Look at him. Very happy. Smiling. Alright. Okay, for a hostage, Harry should look happy. The British media is wrong again. You, me, and everyone in the squad wants Meghan to kidnap us and hold us hostage. Yep. Alright, so that's that. Now let's go to another topic here. This is, I think, the Jan Moir kind of thing. This is where I was gonna start video number 2, but video number 1 took a lot of time. Okay, this is Omid. Alright, the tragic irony of this Daily Mail columnist using a racist slur to rant about the biracial host of a podcast on the damaging labels used to dehumanize women. Okay, by Jan Moir for Daily Mail. That was 25 August 2022. Okay, oh dear, it is charming that the Duchess believed herself to be a no introduction needed, one name ultra celebrity in the same league as Oprah, Adele, Beyonce, and Kermit. But the truth is that for many Americans, she stubbornly remains anonymous rather than mononymous. Still, how lovely to open up her home to, there's this part here, another dumb mutt. This is very, very insulting. This person have the gut, and whoever, I guess, how do they call this, who proofread to make sure if it's okay to go for a print, they're truly showing themselves. Okay, still, how lovely to open up her home to another dumb mutt with barking issue. God, baggage for you. We all are children of God. This other insect feel like this is the way to call people. She is a baggage for you. Just imagine poor Mama Mia, wow, whimpering around the Montecito mansion, paws over her silky ears as Meghan recount one more bloody time how she wrote to Procter & Gamble about its sexist washing up advert. This is very insulting. Okay, or get Serena to come over again for another kvetch about the pressure of being super brilliant as the pair. Okay, so it stopped there. The way the thing was, wow, I was beyond shocked when I read it. Okay, she really called a big old that. Really, a dog that can cost between $300 to $1,200. A dog that made so much money that the Virginia puppy mill was using her to produce puppies to test and sell to people. Moi just can't stop herself from being ugly when it comes to Meghan. And what is it? Was it around $300 or 300 pounds those royal rats got paid from the YouTubers to lie about the Oprah interview?
The following video was filmed on the 5th of March 2021, 2 days before Harry and Meghan's interview was seen by anyone.
It's onto a fake TV show to give their reaction to Harry and Meghan's interview 3 days before they had even seen it. We found some royal experts and used our very own royal expert to gauge their interest.
Together a special for a UK broadcaster to be broadcast immediately after the interview that Harry and Meghan have given to CBS with Oprah. And we're looking for guests to comment on the interview, basically. So it will be pre-recorded, so we're actually recording it tomorrow, and it's just to offer kind of an immediate reaction to the interview that will then go out after the interview, if that makes sense.
Within minutes, the Queen's former press secretary Dickie Arbiter, the editor of Majesty magazine Ingrid Seward, royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams, and CNN's Victoria Arbiter all agreed to offer their instant reaction to an interview that hadn't even broadcast. The experts were happy to act as if they'd already seen the interview. Their fees were negotiated and their contracts signed. Had these professional royal experts who influenced the public already made up their minds about Harry and Meghan's interview before seeing it? This is what happened.
My name is Victoria Arbiter, A-R, B as in boy, I-T-E-R, and I am royal commentator for CNN.
I think that was the number that I heard. I could be wrong about that. Okay, she was referring to her to a dog. She is just a baggage for a guy. And the thing is that I don't think they're throwing every shade as they can to see if anything could stick. This was a desperate move, but instead it's just showing you what Meghan had to deal with over there. Okay, no, she is not. We know the dog whistle, we see it. Okay, I guess when we see it. Why does Jen think she is qualified to speak on if Americans are familiar with Meghan or not? Of course we are. She is and always will be one of us. Okay, these British elites, journalists always, that's not journalists, these are clowns. Journalists always turn up their noses, Americans. Is this the same person who had her account suspended? I have come to expect no professionalism or proper journalism from the UK as its citizens don't want to hold them to account of truth. Meghan will always be superior than Jan Moir. Okay, so her account was suspended. Let's see here. Yep, Jan Moir, her account. She probably popped up as something else. Who is Jan Moir's husband? At night, she tweet her rage about her husband, TV star Aunt Meg Markle, who the hell is that, and his new romance with their former PA Jan Moir I. 28 June 2018. The squad be having some. Let's see here if I do that. Who's Jan Moir if I will see that? Let's go to all. Okay, who is Jan? Is it Moir or Noir? Or will I say that? Jan Moir, British newspaper columnist. She works for the Daily Mail. Several of her articles have provoked widespread criticism, such as one about Stephen Gately that dispute his official cause of death and link his death to his sexual. Oh, god damn. These people are completely trash over there. Okay, so who is Jan Moir's husband? Let's see here. There's the part. This is the one she put. At night, she tweets her rage about her husband, TV star Aunt Meg Markle, and his new romance with their former PA. Let's see here. Who the hell is that? I don't know who is it. Let's see if there's a face. If it's a face that... who the hell is that? That's him? Did he remarried? Okay, born November 18, 1975. Spouse Jan Moir I, Lisa Armstrong. Okay, so that's not the person. Did they... okay. And here they didn't say he married with her at some point. It's someone else. Okay, I don't know if this is true. But anyway, let's go to the next one. But these people are crazy. They are all baggage for God. All baggage for God. Okay, I need to finish. Let's see here. It's not just the author. Presumably, multiple people, including an editor, had to read the phrase "dumb mutt" in reference to a mixed-race woman and think it was cool to put it in print. That is very true. Okay, that's the part that absolutely made it deliberate. An editor read that and let it through. Okay, I mean, they all in the same little box. Diversity is not part of them for someone to say, no, this is not good. It doesn't look good on us or the country as a whole. This is the thing that many of these people are lacked of. Okay, and we know they thought they were being slick with it, because why will you refer to a rescue animal whose abuse was detailed in the media in such a malicious way? Phrasing was very deliberate. Okay, it's what UK public wants, shoe editor and alike encouraging this kind of yellow journalism. Okay, that's the whole point of the dog whistle. There will be those, an intent audience, who will read it and smirk, and then there's the rest of us who read it and go, holy shit, that's what she means. An editor in a gossip paper will hardly know what the ethic of print media is. Ethic, that's the part here.
It's your character that matters most.
Okay, these are not journalists, just gossip mongers. Let's see here, peddlers of hate. An ex-editor was interviewed a few weeks ago now and said they will never stop attacking Meghan as it was too profitable. Wow, they all are baggage for God. They all are baggage for God. One by one, baggage for God. I'm telling you, we are giving God a lot of work, but he needs to get to work. Enough is enough. We had enough of this nonsense. All right, so this is where the squad went to play here, and I shared that with you, and someone in the comment was saying, why are we doing that? But the thing is that the connection, I'm sort of one of the middlemen showing the squad who's not on Twitter what's going on Twitter. That's all. Okay, how dare she call anyone a mutt? Jan Moir is racist. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, there's my comment on this one. Okay, she must have been looking in the mirror when she wrote that piece. You gotta give it to them. They've been throwing all their might at Princess Meghan. Nothing stuck. Now they're throwing shit off their asses as a Hail Mary pass. Chicken is running with our heads in that island for sure. Oh no, she has a lazy eye. Again, I don't like to talk about beauty. Baggage for God. Baggage for God. Okay, it looks like that. I will never say anything bad about anyone. Okay, I'm catching up. Please tell me she didn't call Duchess of Sussex a mutt. Okay, she tried to use a dog whistle, but we heard her loud and clear. Okay, there's that thing I just read. Okay, she looked exactly like a mutt. Okay, she ain't see things straight. I scrump. Does she look like that? Okay, that's her. Okay, even a baboon with look the other way, a species from another galaxy. All right, let me go on to the next one. Baggage for God. That's all I know. She is definitely a baggage for God. All right, and the feeling coming out like this. Okay, Jan Moir, I was about to compare you to a panda and makeup, but I love pandas too much to insult them. Baggage for God. Baggage for God. My God. And this is the thing. This is why it's preventing women from moving forward. You have other women who's putting women down. This is the thing here. I hope young people in the UK put a stop to this nonsense, because those old people are preventing their futures from looking brighter, because as these old people are about to exit, they're creating a streak of darkness for many of those young people. Those young people need to take control of their future, because if this continue, it's not looking too bright. Okay, you have so many other women who's pushing through barriers after barriers, but here you have it, another woman is putting another one down. That's the thing many of you should get out of this. How are we gonna move forward when you have women like that, like this? Okay, while so many other things can be discussed, so many issues that's going in the world, but this one, see, this is the best way to go about her time to write something. Okay, this is one of our problems, and this is why some of the men are in the position that they are taking advantage of young girls. Okay, because you have women like this who's pushing down all those other women who's trying to break barriers. This is the thing many of you need to look at to see the difference. How are we gonna get through when women are putting other women down? You have some guys who's helping, like Meghan just said in one of those videos where some CEOs said they will come into a meeting. Okay, I'm just paraphrasing here. If the meeting doesn't have other women there,
It starts with the men. You know, across the board, everything that we're talking about, a lot of the decision makers here are the men. You need the men to stand up and empower women. You know, I was in New York a few weeks ago at the UN, and we were talking about this group of male CEOs in Australia who have made a pact now and said whenever they're invited to speak at a conference, they will not attend unless 4 female CEOs are also invited to come and speak.
Oh, very interesting.
Because their voice is just as valuable. But it's like without those men taking that initiative, isn't that incredible?
okay, so if you have some men who's trying to help, maybe they have daughters as well who wants to see something better for their daughters, like President Obama, who's trying to break barriers because he have daughters. He wants to make sure his daughters have better future. And you have a lot of women who's doing the hard work, jumping hurdles after hurdles to make things look much brighter for young women. And then you have this out of so many issues that's going around the world, especially, okay, let's focus just in general in the UK.
Look at the fact that just on energy alone, on a conservative estimate within 1 year, we're talking £1,300 a year going up in bills. We're going to have about 10 million people in fuel poverty. We have a real absolute, not relative, poverty issue going to come in the UK, with food banks oversubscribed, with debt crisis agencies do not have any tools. And I need to say, with the Chancellor coming on in a moment, if you forgive me, as the money-saving expert who's been known for this, I am virtually out of tools to help people now. It's not something money management can fix. It's not something for those on the lowest incomes telling them to cut their belts will work. We need political intervention.
Some people who work so hard still can't put food on the table. Energy bill is off the hook. Why doesn't she focus on that to help families? But no, her time rather spent, her precious time rather spent on talking negative about a woman who's trying to break barriers for other women. This is the thing we need to look at. If we want to move forward, if we have women like this, it's gonna be harder for other women to move forward. This is the thing here, okay? Her time is spent on putting women down. The same other woman who had to take at least $300 to speak negatively about a freaking interview she didn't even see.
My name is Victoria Arbiter, A-R, B as in boy, I-T-E-R, and I am royal commentator for CNN.
These are the women who's making it much harder for other women. Okay, that's the thing I see in this, and this is why I share it with some of you who are not on Twitter, and I put it on my community board. Okay, it needs to be shared. Okay, not the link to give those people the click, but the kind of stupidity, okay, extra hurdles that is putting on women by other women. This is the thing we need to look at. That this is the thing we need to ask her, people who have the opportunity to question her. Why does she go out of her way to put another barrier on another woman who's trying to do good thing for people in this world? This is the thing we need to look at. All right, if we keep on praising her for her stupidness, she will still act stupid. Okay, we need to question her stupidity. That's what we need to do. Okay, I'll get nightmare having this face next to me. Rough. Okay, I don't want to talk about beauty. That's something, but it's what's inside the head we need to question. How stupid can she be to see this is what she had to spend her time in to write about? So many negativity going in the world. That's the thing we need to question it. Okay, and this is why I share it with you guys. Okay, the premiere episode of Meghan Markle's new podcast Archetypes has not controversial podcast host Joe Rogan from his usual top spot on Spotify US chart this week. Okay, Meghan Markle takes Joe Rogan #1 rank on Spotify with her first episode. Okay, this one was not on my list here. It just happened at the end of this. So let me go back to my list because I'm almost an hour here. I do not want to create another video. 1 2 3 4 5 more tweets. Okay, Meghan Markle beating Joe Rogan at podcasting is going to trigger a lot of boys today. Be sensitive to their feelings. Okay, this is New York Post. That's American media, and I think Rupert Murdoch owns it. Let's see, New York Post. Who owns it? Okay, since 1993 the Post has been owned by Murdoch News. That's it. Murdoch News Corp is distributed ranked 4th in the US in 2019. This is the thing that they're trying to do. I hope young people are paying attention. Okay, these old men, okay, who want to spew negativity are trying to have control of things that people read, people listen to, people watch. Okay, now they're going after social media. Keep that in mind. I have a video. Is it live yet? Let me see here. Where they're trying to go. It's not live yet. This one, episode 256. Please do not go by the numbers because sometimes YouTube, hold back some of my videos. So I wait until they approve it, just like that one. Okay, so TikTok and social media, it's in that video. Okay, so they're trying to take control of social media. So we need to have control of that. And that falls into our electing officials. Okay, they try to own everything. And I think he also owns Wall Street Journal. Okay, who owns let's see here, who owns the Wall Street Journal? Someone said it, but I wasn't sure. Rupert Murdoch. There it is. Okay, Rupert Murdoch News Group. The Wall Street Journal is a newspaper and news agency based in New York. It was founded by Charles Doe, Edward Jones, and Charles whatever in 1899. The Wall Street Journal is a division of Dow Jones, which is currently owned by Rupert Murdoch. Okay, they're buying everything, every news outlet. Why? They want to control the narrative, what they want you to hear. Okay, now the next things that they're going after is social media, because people are talking. They want to control that. Okay, let's see here. There's that. Meghan Markle beats Joe Rogan on Spotify's US podcast by Jack Hab. Okay, sorry Rogan. This is if bros met, that's a damn problem. Archetypes. Okay, there's the laugh. Can't make promises, sir. All right, there's this, there's that. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, so I'm back. Oh, I misarranged that one. So back to the mutt thing here. Jan Moir. Okay, you have a British journalist referring to Meghan as a dumb mutt in the UK. UK's most read paper because she dared to release a podcast, and you really want to argue that the lot of the losers on that island are not racist toward her, and that her treatment is not rooted in racism. Okay, she was called brazen hussy because she looked outside her car window during the Jubilee. I know some squad changed their profile and put Brazen Hussy. Okay, she was called a social climber for having a career before marriage. Okay, in my opinion, all these reporters should be ignored. The abuse should be ignored after all they... No, sometimes we need to call them out how stupid they are. Okay, just like what I said a few minutes ago. We need to question her. Why did she feel like it was okay for her to go out of her way to print that on paper when the UK is having a lot of issues going on, pay cut on a lot of things. Royal family is having several homes during the pandemic and heat and billing issues and all of that. Why did she feel like this is the route that she needs to go? We need to question her. Yes, it's okay to ignore her, but we need to question her. Why did she feel it was a good topic to discuss on newspaper? We need to question her. Let's see what's in that brain. That's why we need to question her. Why did she feel it was okay to write that? What's going on up there? She feel like this was the good topic to discuss. Okay? Let's see here. After all, they are dysfunctional dying breed, but they're leaving the world in a negative way for the younger one. That's the problem with those kind of things. This is why we need to question them. Okay, and those people who's buying those papers, they need to say, okay, I have either grandchildren or a child or great-grandchildren, and this is the nonsense you're leaving for them to read. You guys need to question those things. If this is the thing you want to read, I cannot force you to not buy it. That's on you. But you need to question things. Why did you feel, or if you are having heating problem or money issues, financial issues, you need to question her. These are the issues that we're facing in the UK. Why did you feel this is the thing to go about? Okay, question her. We need to put them on the blast as well. It's not good to just ignore. We need to question. Okay, after all, they are dysfunctional dying breed, and they all know that they are now irrelevant. They are still influence some minds out there. It is a desperate act to get engagement. Please ignore the British media. Okay, I hope Meghan uses this in her podcast. Shame on Britain for allowing this. That would be good. All right, to call her to question and say, with all the stuff that's going on, Meghan should point all of this out. I'm telling you, that's a very good idea. Meghan should just turn the table on them. Some of the things that I've said here, maybe Meghan is much smarter than me, will know how to put it in a very nice way and while digging their grave for them. Okay, our media is broken and has been for a long time. Please don't blame all the decent people on this horrible island. Well, you guys have a play on that. Get decent people to monitor elected officials. Okay, I'm not saying you in particular, but the whole island need to do something about it. Racism doesn't work. All right, it is insane that the media culture is set up in such a way that a journalist can say something so inappropriate, bigoted, and racist about a public figure, and it's considered acceptable, even standard practice. Isn't journalism supposed to have at least a veneer of objectivity? Okay, also, maybe I'm wrong, but I always thought the British placed a certain culture emphasis on being polite, courteous, reserved, and unemotional. I guess all pretenses drop when it comes to Meghan. This is the thing. I used to say I thought the UK was smart, but the way they're making the people with the mic who had the platform, they're making everybody else look really stupid. This is the thing here. And this is why some people in the UK needs to come out and said, no, it's not all of us, just like this person here. Okay, one day, one of them will hopefully understand that by publishing this drivel, they are providing material that irrefutably document the existence of their issue she features. That's right. Okay, troll detect, there's that. They need to worry about all the shit in their waterways. That's another topic as well. Yes, I believe there were some people who were article that I read, maybe I shared it on my other channel, where there's a place that many families go and canoeing, a place, I guess, how do you call this, a lake. It's full of pollution. Okay, all of these are things she could have easily discussed, but the thing is that Rupert Murdoch is trying to own, believe me, there's someone behind it as well. Okay, I have a picture of Rupert Murdoch with someone. it's a teamwork that's going on to influence the mind, because in that specific country, many people are already in the dark. There's some soldiers who's running away from the war because once they see what was going on, okay, they realize they were lied to. But when you talk to the people in the country itself, they have no clue what reality is. Okay, so they already have subjected to the lies in that specific country. Now they want to do it around the world. Okay, this is where the 2020 election came into play. It did not work. They were waiting for the US to be on the same page. All right, but in the US, when it comes to those type of prints, people could call them to court. So they will not dare to do that. But little at a time, they're gonna ease themselves into making laws change to get into that same position the UK is. All right, so that's the thing the US needs to be careful with. All right, and I've showed you how many other papers that Rupert Murdoch already owned. So I won't be surprised. Who owns New York Times? I'm not 100% sure. Who owns the New York Times? Okay. Who owns it? I don't think they, okay. Owns the New York Times Company, founded by Henry Jarvis Raymond George Jones. Okay, so he doesn't own that. So New York Times, even though they have some issues occasionally, but it's more respectable than most other papers. So this is the one we need to be careful when once Rupert Murdoch owns it, it's over. All right. I think there was one video on my other channel. I spoke about it, and some squatters bring some other I forgot how it went, but I mentioned some stuff about US papers that's somewhat respectable, and then long and behold, New York Post was owned by Murdoch as well. Okay, next tweet. You have a British journalist referring to Meghan as dumb mutt. Okay, I feel like I read that already. In the UK, most read papers because she dared to release. Yeah, I read that already. Is that the same one I just did? All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, only someone like Alison Pearson and all the quote, I'm not racist or nothing, I just don't like her attitude, face, background, her marrying a white princess, it goes on, and quote, Mab will think being the Meghan Markle of journalism is bad. Princess Meghan is brilliant. All right, let's see here. That's an article. The backlash against Emily Matlis just underlined the problem. From 2013, under pressure from the Tories, the BBC shifted to the right, where it has become more and more entrenched. Okay, I'm not gonna read that. Okay, quote, Anthony Hilton once asked Rupert Murdoch why he was so opposed to the European Union. That's easy. He replied, when I go into Downing Street, they do what I say. Wow. When I go to Brussels, they take no notice. Very interesting. And that's a quote, by the way. He's quoting Rupert Murdoch. So he wants whatever he wants to be done. But when he goes to the European Union, wow. Financial editor, Evening Standard. Very interesting. Let me bookmark this. Actually, that one, because it's under it. Okay, that's the irony. Princess Meghan is synonymous with brilliant. So she's mistaken if she thinks it's an insult. Okay, Messi, okay, that's a different language. Well, the racism in our pompous right-wing press is staggering. Their upbringing must have been horrendous, filled with stories of right daring do and the empire vile. And what is it? We have some of those royal rats who's having issues with pay. This is the thing that I was talking about. Him standing at a corner selling newspapers when he could just spend a couple hours playing polo to raise a ton of money for those charities. Meanwhile, this guy's time could be spent on doing something completely different. Right? Cambridges had to stop posting on their YouTube because no one was watching their videos, but Meghan's 1 hour audio has topped the chart in multiple countries less than 24 hours after it was posted. The Cambridges don't have supporters. They have people who like them because they hate Meghan. And the thing is that it may not be that much, but they make it seem that much because remember, they have the mic on almost everything, the newspapers, the radios, and the TVs. So it may seem like it's a lot of people, but it's just noise. It's just noise, okay, and very few people. And when they need to be seen, like they're competing with the Sussexes, where they could just show the numbers, they just buy bats. Okay, this is the Cambridge's last video, posted more than 2 months ago, and he has just 29,000 views. Wow. Selling big issues on the street of London. I think I shared this situation with you guys, and it seems like it was around the same time that I talk about it. The British royal family deserve these fans. May they continue to drag them down. Okay, like where are the fans? Okay, different language. This, yes, there are people who really love them, but those are few and apart. Okay, throat exposed. All right, and now I'm dead. All right. Now you know Meghan is seducing the whole world with her exposed throat. LOL. Like, can the attack get any more ridiculous? What did they put here? Okay, I don't. Where did they get that? Did they say something about? Oh, I remember. Who said that? Because the way she dressed, she's exposing her thing, her throat, her arm, her shoulders. And one of the squad, it could have been Joanne, who posted a picture of the Queen with what is it, in comparison with Meghan's picture of the podcast Spotify thing, where the Queen is a younger version of the Queen, with all the jewelries and the tiara, the crown, and all of that. Yeah, now I remember. Okay, Paddington Palace. Okay, this heir versus spare crap will be what destroyed the monarchy if it does cease to exist. That's strong statement, but I stand by it. This business of trying to pop up two bland people and running off your best asset and thinking this will make the bland people less bland. Okay, throat exposed, the LOL. I forgot all about the Cam's Busty YouTube channel. All 20 of their subscribers are already over at Spotify. That's the laugh. They too busy hating Meghan to even care about supporting their mannequins. Love to see how they help our lovely Meghan get to #1 the world over. Okay, that's the laugh. I had completely forgot about those two had a YouTube channel, so that's what become of it. Those squad love to throw shade. I never visit their YouTube channel, so they stopped posting videos because nobody was watching. LOL. Yeah, they keep on recommending me, and I keep on saying no. I blocked it so many times, but it still keep popping up on my feed. I don't know why. Oh, we know why. And by the way, while in that subject, please check your notification. See if you still see your notification box is clicked, because some people were telling me in the comment section they don't see my videos every morning, but I create there is something every day that I post it. Okay, I need to edit a lot of videos because next weekend we're going away before the kids go. Well, they're gonna start school, and then that same Friday when they come back, we're gonna go away because on Monday there's no school, so we're gonna go away for the weekend. It's like the last trip before they get serious with their school. Alright, so I need to edit some of those videos so you have something. And then by the time I come back, I hope, is it every Tuesday she's gonna have her podcast? I hope I have time to do some videos to share with you. Okay, so the reality is it's for admiration, popularity by default. Okay, dear oh dear, are you talking about the cursed couple? Whatever they touch fails. To this day, their YouTube doesn't even have 1 million subscribers, not even 700,000. Guess you can buy YouTube followers. What is it? If they find out you're buying them, they could suspend your channel or something. I don't think they like them. They give them likes hoping they can overturn Princess Meghan's apple cart. Not on their Nelly. They can overturn the apple, let alone the cart. It will be a sad coronation for Wales and Kate when the UK public don't show up for it. Okay, for what? What are they doing for people to show up? Okay, I remember wondering what happened to the like and subscribe. I just wasn't curious enough to check it out. I'm guessing they figure Harry and Meghan will want to dominate YouTube was meant to be preemptive strike. Okay, they have stopped posting on their YouTube. Thank you for the news. They have a YouTube channel. People don't even know. Don't forget also their fans are paid bots and trolls. Those don't watch YouTube channel organically. That's a fact. They have a YouTube page. That's so precious. All right, let's go to my last one, and then I'll start editing yesterday's videos. I have 4 videos yesterday, and today I have 2. A lot of work to do. All right, next one. Voter claiming that Will and Kate visit later this year will inspire Beatles-level mania in the United States shows that either they are truly the most delusional royals or that the voter really do dislike them behind the scene. Rule 1. Set realistic expectation. Alright, this coming off of a disastrous Caribbean tour and the fact that they have never really had a good tour of the United States. I will argue they haven't had a successful tour since 2014, and that was only because of infant George. Can't wait. Did they come to the United States in 2014? I wasn't aware of that. Okay, can't wait for all the fancy camera work a la William's Saudi visit earlier this year, which of course will show massive crowd. What is it? I did share that with you. There was a video when they went to one of the Middle East. One of their guys who worked before William was propping the people up like to clap. There's me here. Okay, OMG, I love the way they hype themselves. They better spend some money for bats to show up for them. You will think that they will have learned a useful lesson after the Caribbean Jubilee Tour debacle. It's become standard practice for the Cambridge to not learn from their mistakes. It's one of their defining features at this point. They also said that America will sleep in street. Imagine thinking the Americans people will do this. There's the clown. I think this came from the palace because the trip was announced weeks ago and the press didn't write such thing until now. They're jealous of Meghan's podcast coverage. Okay, yeah, let's sleep on Boston Common and sub-zero temp and snow slit with rats the size of small dogs. with rats the size of small dogs. Have you ever seen them? Have you ever seen them? I love Boston, but I made this. Don't wish you. Okay, let me stop laughing. Okay, yeah. Let's sleep in Boston Common in sub-zero temperature and snow slit with rats the size of small dogs. Have you ever seen them? I love Boston, but I made the mistake of walking there at night once and I thought the rats were going to mug me. I thought the rats were going to mug me. No thanks. This is funny. Let's see this photo. Just tried to catch a train in downtown crossing near Jordan Marsh and films there's a rat. They're not fazed by anything. Oh my gosh, you know what I'm talking about. I was walking through BC after an event one night and I started to see of these big critters coming out of the bushes. I can figure it out at first and then I about had the heart attack. I didn't know they could go that big. That's probably people throwing food on the floor. Oh my god, this is so funny. William and Kate are coming in September, I think. Only William in September. He will visit New York, but the prize will be held in December and Kate will be with him. Okay, well, I've never seen one deny the presence of rats, but yikes. Glad I've never walked around Boston late at night. I loathe rats literally and figuratively. William and Kate are coming in September, I think. Alright, so September is right around the corner. I think they said something about the UN or something. He's gonna make a speech and they just wanna watch this. They just, if he does go and speak at the UN, they just wanna make a comparison between the people who were at the presence and stage and compared to Harry when he was there, because it was during the summer, people were on vacation, but people, the thing was streaming, people were watching. All right, so that's all I have. Let's do a prayer. What should we do a prayer for? Prayer for well-being and protection. Is that the same thing that I did in video 1? I'm not sure. Okay, grant, O Lord, thy protection and protection, strength, and in strength, understanding, and in understanding, knowledge, and in knowledge, the knowledge of justice. I think it was the same thing that I pray for. Let's see here. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm gonna sneeze. And I think this was the prayer that I did, that one, but it was somewhere here. Let's do prayer for protection and good health. Okay, let's do that. Oh my God, it's blurry. Prayer for protection and good health. Father God, amidst the pandemic, remind us the rest of the fact that you are in control. Help us to always trust that you are stronger than any life-threatening disease and that you are greater than our greatest problem. Amen. That's for sure. Let's focus on that Jan Moir thing here. Let's go back to this. Prayer for I don't want to say good coverage for our feelings, baby. Let's see if something comes. Okay. All right, so this one is going out for those who's trying to hurt our feelings. Okay, I pray you will heal my wound so that they do not leave a permanent emotional scar. Guard me so that the hateful action will not overcome me. That's for sure. But I will be an overcomer through your strength. Help me to focus on who I am in you and forget what they have said and done. All right, so that's a good thing. I think that's hit the nail on the head. Let's pick one. Oh, this is too much. Let's do the first one here. Prayer for your enemies. Okay. Heavenly and Almighty Father, help me to be strong when others attack. Instead of responding in anger, remind me to pray for my enemies, to pray for your blessing and peace over them, for their hurting hearts to mend. For evil spills out of a hurting heart, a heart that is distant from you, Lord. Keep me close to you, Lord, and help me only say kind words and pray for your blessing over everyone, even those who speak unkindly to me. Help me to never repay evil with evil, but to always turn from evil and do good. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. So that's it. Alright, so please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And you could become a member to help support this channel. Alright, so that's it. New members, welcome. Or new subscribers, that means welcome.